Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm putting together a 4x4 accordion album that I titled What I Love About You, and I'm just in this video showing you the basics of this. I'm not going to actually embellish it. I will have another video for this. So for this album, I'm using a Lori Whitlock silhouette cut file, and she does share them on her blog and stuff. It's also for other machines, but I got it from the Silhouette store. It's called something like a 4x4 accordion pocket album or something like that. So it comes with pockets, and then I'm also using the digital version of the My Valentine collection from Carta Bella. So that's the scrapbooking products that I'm using. So here I am just folding the bits and pieces from this album together and deciding how they go together. There's this large piece, the largest piece that is the centerpiece, and then there's two kind of identical pieces. One goes to the front and one goes in the back. And here I'm still trying to decide how I want where the glue flap to put the pages, to glue the pages together, how I want to put that. If I want to put it on the outside, on the inside, I think there's different ways of how you can do it depending on how you like it. There's one part of the album that I didn't cut out, and that is the front and the back cover. They're larger pieces, and the album would get slightly larger from it, and I just decided to keep it with one size, that 4x4 size there. That makes it so also that in my case, in this album, it doesn't matter which is the front or the back. Like it goes both ways, and it really doesn't matter. I just and I kept it the way that you can't even tell which is the front and which is the back. So here I have finally started to glue down the pieces. So one is actually the part that puts the pages where it's a glue strip to put the pages together. So I have to pay attention when I fold everything to make to not use that as a glue flap, because it's not a glue flap for the pocket. It's a glue flap to put the pages together. So that's something to pay attention to. So here, this is one of the front and the back pieces that will go on the centerpiece, and so all I'm doing is basically I'm putting together the pocket part, that which will become the pocket, and I also have to pay attention to where I want the pocket, what direction they go, and all that. So I think I am now. Well, there's this other part still. Again, it's the front or the back. It can go both ways. It depends on which part of the page you want to go first. But if you decorated one part as the front cover, then that would be obvious. But the way I ended up putting my album, there's nothing obvious about the front or the back, and so it's kind of like a never-ending book in that sense. So here I finally used that flap to glue the different parts of the album to make one part, so to turn it into one single unit. So this is that flap there, and I was just still considering how I wanted it, which part in the front and the back where I wanted it placed, so that it would fold most easily there. So now I finally have the album together, and it can go this way or that way. So like I said, the way that the front cover is decorated, that's how it would be determined. And then there's these inserts that come with this. I also printed those out. I found they were a little hard in some places to put inside the pages, but it worked out, and the more I worked with the book, the more easily I was able to pull them in and put them out, pull them out and put them in. So now I'm ready to decorate the pages, and as I'm just in this video, I'm just putting all the papers on. I'm not actually yet starting with the embellishments, although I have the embellishments ready there. Everything I just printed, I cropped the papers from the collection to the files that were in my silhouette library from Laurie Whitlock, and then I just printed them on something that's slightly thicker than copy paper, but does not really feel like cardstock yet. And so that's the paper that I use, and then I just cut everything out. And I was a little lazy. I didn't want to use it with my silhouette machine because it's a print and cut. There are ways to easily do that, but in this case I just decided to use one of my circle dies to then cut out that little indentation where there's that indent to the pull out for the inserts there. So this is what I kind of considered my back, but again, the back and the front, they turn out to be exactly the same in this album, so it can go either way. And so this is the front or the back, and I put these pieces there, which I ended up decorating only a little because I wanted the main focus to be on the inside pages. And then now I can go with the other side that doesn't have the pockets, and I am gluing the papers down for that there as well. So here now I loved the papers, that's why I got this collection, and I had decided that's a nice thing when working with a digital version of it. I can put it together in the Silhouette Studio software, which is actually free, and then I can see how I want how things look together, which papers really match together well, and so that's where I was deciding. I'm still deciding here because some of them will be for the inserts. They are actually the same size. The papers are the same size for the inserts as they are for this part, for the outside of the album. So I was just looking for the papers that I liked the most, because I want those to be on the outside, and then the other ones will be on the inside. And here, this is actually something that didn't come this way. I just, this was one of the bunting was one of the embellishments, and I put it on the paper before I printed it, so it looks like it's with the paper, the same as with most of the papers that have some writing on it. Some of them were cut aparts, but for the most part I just added some of the embellishments directly to the paper there, and then printed it out that way, so it does look like a journal card, a cut apart basically, but it isn't. It's something I created myself, but it was very easy to create. All I needed to do is pull it out from the embellishment part and pull it into this page, onto the paper there. So that's what I did, and now I'm ready to actually decorate, or basically put the papers on the inserts. And so I'm again, I tried to use matching. This could have been a cut apart. I forgot. It could have been a cut apart, or it could have had one of the cut aparts put on a pattern paper. Either way, they have pretty cut aparts, and one of them is a 4x4 cut apart, like where you get a bunch of 4x4s. So which was perfect for this, but I didn't use all the cut aparts pieces because I loved the paper too much. And even one of the papers that I really wanted to use, I ended up not finding any space for it on this album. So one of the things obviously I have to pay attention to, if it's directional, not to flip the insert the wrong way. So I have to make sure that when every time that I place something on a card on the insert there, to make sure it's always following the direction of the paper that I used previously. Again, this one also this one also has an embellishment piece that I just pulled on from the embellishment pack before I printed it. So I considered printing the page separate and then printing the embellishment separate, but I thought it was going to be fun to have something that's on the page already and then add more things as I start decorating it in the next video. But so I'm almost done with finishing up just the basics, the basic pages that then can get decorated with all the embellishments that I have ready on the side, as you see here. So I'm just finishing the last one, paying attention that it's directional, that I'm not flipping things around the wrong way, and then I can do the first trial to see if it fits in the album. And I'm also trying to decide which way I want, which insert I want in which pocket, because even though she has some circles that can be used as the tabs there, when I say she, I mean Laurie Whitlock with this album, I wanted the pretty paper to be visible, so I just didn't want to use these other extra tabs there. So just because I wanted that to be visible there. So here I have a bunch of these tags that I created. Some of them are from just one of the journaling card cut-aparts that I then just ran through some of my tag die cuts, but some of them are from they're from the cut-apart. So here I'm still trying to decide where to put everything, but I'm not yet starting to decorate everything yet. I have all these different pieces that I prepared, and I have to decide where I want to put these individual things there. This one was actually one of the pieces that I wasn't sure whether I should print it with it or print it separate and then glue it on, and so I thought I could just use this one and glue it on later. At any rate, this is my album so far, and you can come back to watch me actually decorate this album. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.